Welcome back to another episode. Okay.
Literally goes with what we're going to be talking about. Mini episode, movie-sode.
Man, that really got my throat.
Do you need some water?
No, because I got to use it for the prop for the video.
Ew.
Ew. So, you got an opportunity.
Me?
To do an advanced screening of The Mummy. The Mummy.
The Mummy.
Thank you to a couple of groups, which we don't talk about.
But if you follow our Instagram, you'll see it.
You'll see who it is. But nobody gets free advertising in our show.
That's right. You can Venmo us at. You can sell.
So yeah.
Or just give us cash when you see us.
And remember, this is Lee Cronin's The Mummy, not...
Yes. Not the one with Brendan Fraser.
Not the one that's coming soon, which is weird that they would do this. But so, since you saw it first...
Yes.
Wednesday night, before it even came out, I just didn't feel like going.
I had... Yeah. Brian...
I don't like packed houses. I don't like...
Yeah.
Okay, well, I should ask you, when you get... Because you've done two of these with the bride and this. Mm-hmm. When you get there, do you pick your seats?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I go next time and pick an aisle. Okay.
Yep, and that's exactly what we do.
Okay.
The bride, I sat all the way in the corner.
That's what I like. I don't like being around people.
Yeah, and then thankfully this one we were able to do the handicap because my friend Jamie, she has the ability to do that, so
okay. It
was good. We were away from everyone.
All right, so now,
yes,
on to the movie.
I thought it was a great movie. And I don't say that often. Mm-hmm. There was some part... I was absorbed into it. Mm-hmm. Meaning, I literally was staring and paying attention to everything. But there were times where I really threw my hands up in the air and I was like, why? Why would you do that? Why is it always like this in the movie? Like, going down by yourself into a room that you hear a spooky sound. Or like, like, it's those predictable moments. I was like, what the fuck? Come on, guys. Okay. You know? And I think you may know what I'm talking about. Obviously, you saw it.
I did.
But I definitely enjoyed it. We're not doing spoilers, right?
She's a mummy, so I don't know how we can spoil it.
I just think the concept, like the ending, really, really surprised me. I didn't think they would be able to do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
So I was very intrigued and a little impressed. I was like, oh, okay. I like this. And they had a cool little, I know it's AI, but cool little AI video that we were able to do as like premiere viewers and become a mummy.
Come out,
yeah, become a mummy. So that was really cool. But I definitely enjoyed the video, and I told the intern, I said that should have been a date night movie for us.
You think she would have liked it?
She said it was scary, and I was like, it wasn't. It was creepy. It wasn't scary. I don't think it was scary.
Yeah.
I think it was more creepy, supernatural, horror, I guess they call it. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like, oh my god,
Very Lee Cronin. Very well.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. What are your thoughts? Oh god, he's gonna dump the movie. No.
Here we go.
Do you need some water?
Now. People were telling me if you liked Evil Dead Rise,
I didn't watch that.
You will love it, and I will tell you that is very true.
Okay.
The amount what he did in Evil Dead Rise as far as building the tension, the creepiness, what he did with that family, the kids, how creepy he made the kid, everything. It had his fingerprints all over this movie. Now I was a little torn between but then I realized she's not a mummy. This is about another. I don't care about it. It's not really spoilers, but
no, we could say it
with the Egyptian demon and everything. Yeah. It's a demon transferred from vessel to vessel to vessel,
right?
Which again is very Evil Dead. So it wasn't really mummy. Rather, they were just using the bindings around with the protection spells to keep the evil contained,
right?
Which is kind of what they do in this. So. For me, it was like I really enjoyed that from the beginning in the car where the mom's like they're all singing and she flips off the radio. Is like you're giving me a headache. That how he builds the dynamic and the tension was so well done to me. As far as then they get there, and then the kids need to stay inside. We got to go down and check, and then the hooks through the mouth, and the terror of it, and the and the horror of it, and then the kidnapping. But the only thing, because the girl who played Katie did a really good job once she got there. The young version of her, I think it was a different actress from had to have been.
It had to
She
be,
did good. But the thing that I didn't understand as I go through this little review is, remember in that scene where there's the woman and she's got the candy and the Chris Pratt wannabe dad is inside, because I swear he reminded me of Chris Pratt the entire movie. I was like, dude, was Chris not available? You just had to make him completely like him. And then he sees all the candy wrappers and it's like, oh my gosh. But remember in that scene, she has that little beetle that comes out and goes into the kid's mouth.
Yes.
What did that even have to do with anything? Because there wasn't a transference of the demon until the ritual in the VHS tape with the liquid-like transference. And in that scene, she's yelling, she's screaming, she's like freaked out. So what was the beetle representing? Because at first I was like, okay, is this like what possesses her? Is this what controls her? Is this what sedates her? I wasn't quite, just like later with the scorpion. Yeah. Other than it gives him, Lee Cronin, a great horror moment of having the tail go through her neck, which was awesome, which I'll get to. But do you have any idea what was the purpose other than to freak you out?
Honestly, you bringing it up, now I'm like, it went from a beetle to now a scorpion. Those two different insects, and I think it just is to debilitate them. Like, because...
But she was not debilitated because she was fighting it and screaming it the whole way.
But that moment where she's like, okay, like, and then the woman's carrying her and she's was it to
asleep. Was it to knock her out? Okay.
Yeah, like suffocate her, and then
she couldn't put like something in the chocolate. She had to use a beetle.
Right. So honestly, like, I wonder if it's like a dig at the actual mummy, like the Brendan Fraser, because remember the beetles would go under your skin?
The scare beetles, yeah.
And then the scorpions were dangerous.
Well, because that's where the sandstorm comes into play, where he controls the mummy, Imhotep, control the sands and everything. Yeah. Because that part was cool when he's chasing her.
Maybe and it was ritualistic.
That was kind of cool. When the sandstorm came and he couldn't find her, and that covered the escape. That was cool. But for me, then the dynamic of the family, I thought was interesting because the mom and dad, up until later when Katie comes back and they start fighting, there was no tension between, like, I was expecting there to be blame. I was expecting there to be, in the early stages of it. It wasn't until stuff's going down and she's like, I can fix my daughter, and the Chris Pratt guy's like, fix her. We need to you need to send her somewhere else. You can't do this. And then he's like, I know you blame me for this and everything, because the family dynamic was cool. The mom, she was, and especially what happened, the creepiness that we see from her later, and when she died, whatever, and then she's back or however, but the girl who played Katie was incredible. Yes. The mannerisms, the eye movement back and forth, but even to see that little bits of she's in there, trapped because of the Morse code with the chattering.
Dude, that shit blew me away. Yeah. And the dad, just the stare. Yeah. And then him, like, you watch it unwind. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, that, because immediately I was like, it's the Morse code! Like, and I definitely enjoyed those moments. Big surprise. The ending, I don't want to say it, like, blew me away, but I was really like, oh, because...
But getting there. I'm still getting there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I was so... A lot of times when I... Lately, the movies that we see, except for the last two, Bride and this one, there's a lot of times where I'll, like, look down or, like...
Check
look
your
at
phone.
The food. No, I don't take my phone out, but... I'll be, like, looking at my watch or something, to kind of just, this is boring, or, like, it's just blah, 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 blah. And this movie, literally, the friend I was with was talking. I'm a little upset because I'm like, commentary sometimes is okay, but sometimes there was a lot of commentary. Yeah. And I was just like, but I caught myself going like this. I was like, paying attention and watching every step, because I do believe there are things you will miss if you don't pay attention. Mm-hmm. Especially with that police officer. I was so into her figuring out what's going on, mm-hmm. and the dad too. But I did have questions like where, like, The grandma was so predictable. What was going to happen with the grandma? I called it before they even showed it.
Especially from the beginning scene with the brother and sister with the parachute.
Oh. No, I didn't think of that.
That stuck in my mind, yeah.
The grandma, as soon as I saw her praying and with the rosary, I was like, it's going to something's going to happen to grandma. And it did. But there was some, I asked a question, I was like, why did some people come back as mummies if this was a demon transferring, why did I'm gonna spoil it, but why did the grandma come back?
But see that, and if you remember, for me, that's because that was very reminiscent again of Evil Dead Rise.
I haven't seen that.
Which the demon can use, like, remember, okay, how she had the other younger sister.
Oh, it was the demon using the grandma?
Caught her and then levitated her, brought her back and kind of possessed her mind.
Yeah.
The other son, the brother, he ended up possessing his mind. Yeah. I think the same thing with the grandmother. I don't know if it's through the attacking, through the licking of the fluid.
That's what I was.
And I think it was just a matter of it controls death, because a mummy is controls death. So it's a mummy. It's not even a mummy. It's just an ancient demon.
Yeah.
So it can control. Remember there's a scene where she goes, "You'll like being dead" or something like that.
Yes.
I think that's the demon, the entity, the spirit, whatever, is controlling the grandmother. And again, it was so reminiscent. There was so many parallels to that movie for this, and he's so good. He's in Evil Dead Rise of making the kids so creepy.
Yeah, they were.
And these kids, he turned them pulling out her teeth. And then putting on the dentures, and the boy just sitting there banging his head.
Yeah.
And that scene when he faces off with his mom, he's got the bat. The scene I got creeped out. I was like,
what creeped you out?
Oh no, was when Katie's in the room, and she's like, "Are you gonna come in and help undress me?" And I was like, I don't want to see this. Yeah. But it was interesting to see that build up because she still had wrappings and bindings that she had to remove for that protection to keep that kept part of that demon and the power inside.
Yeah.
And as they, like with the toenails, and it moved the skin up and removed some skin, and then every time she took a little something out, she got more stronger and more of her abilities. That was fascinating to me. And like I said, I still think this movie could have been about an hour and 45 minutes. But he's such a gifted just storyteller, like as far as moving the creep forward.
Yeah.
Moving, and that even with the boards under the rug, it was like the floor was just like decaying, like it was just dead.
It was just dead.
It was like death was what was within her.
Okay.
To me. And that's why her skin was what it was and falling apart, the toenails and all this stuff. Everything physically was just like decaying.
Yeah.
But the protection binds around her was still keeping her intact and keeping her in. And that the whole point of this demon was to get unbound to then unleash its full power, to me.
Yeah.
And which is why it was fascinating when the end, see, I had a different feeling with the end. Because, of course, Dad's going to sacrifice, that part was kind of obvious to me. Of course, Chris Pratt's gonna do that to get hit. That's the only way he knows he can. He realizes the only way I can have my daughter back is if if that's out of her.
But see, I didn't think that
because they realized it had to be it only could be in one vessel at a time.
Right, but I didn't think the daughter would come back to life.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It basically, I think the way I looked at it...
She was mummified.
The way I took it is it basically... Because she's still in, that's why the Morse code. And the heartbeat, remember when they first found her heartbeat was strong, her vitals were strong. It has to keep the host body alive. If the body dies, it has nowhere to go, it's dead. So the body is kept, the mind is just trapped behind the wall of the demon. And so at the end, when that happens, and this is where I broke off and I rolled my eyes... because I would have liked to have just seen an ending to where what happened between the Chris Pratt dad and the daughter. And then, okay, you want to wrap the things back around it because remember he had the wrappings from her and put him in the chest, have the cop take them back to Egypt, put him back in the burial ground, credits roll. That, it's back and it's contained. I didn't enjoy the, because again, remember the demon showed us throughout the whole movie that it's not there. It's like a trickster. It's not there unless an adult mind can withstand and resist more than a child's mind. the dad wouldn't have been there. It would have been the demon. So unless the demon was trying to trick her to get out, and then the final part where they go to, catch up with that lady. It's like, so they wheel him back.
That's the thing I was confused about. I was like, I thought this would destroy the world.
They wheel him in, and he's just gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna destroy you and then be cool with you guys. Yeah. I didn't like that's why I would have just been like, oh, the battle in the bedroom, and then the transference, and then
bury him,
and then the cop takes him back to Egypt. They say goodbye. Oh my gosh, bye, Dad. And then it's buried. They put they put it underground, move the chains. And then maybe she walks away and they show the rains. And remember they said the was going to get flooded. Mm-hmm. And then boom, the floods come, burying the tomb and everything forever. Yeah. And that to me would have been, because otherwise what they did was so he's now good guy, mummy, demon? Because and it's just, is it a case of just, again, the adult mind can control it more?
You're right. That's what's confusing to me is because just opening in the beginning when the mom and the dad go downstairs, just opening the tomb created chaos. Yes. So that's why when they wheeled him in, I was like, wait a minute, how is that possible if this demon is so strong? Yes. And I was looking to see if it had the scribes, the wrappings with all the hieroglyphics, and I didn't see that. But I was like, I think what took more my enjoyment of finding out what they're gonna do was higher, because I'm like, that bitch deserves it. That bitch deserves what's coming to her. But I was confused. I was like, how did they? Maybe they sedated him, because remember they were sedating Katie. I
mean, it's possible. Again, and they are, it's just about, in that moment I understand that scene is just about the audience getting satisfaction of revenge against.
Yeah, like a good ending.
She's the one who caused this whole thing, so she deserves.
I was shocked to see her. I was
it leaves it open to so much. Like I said, but in the overall, like I said, I thought it was a little longer than it needed to be. There's some things that just kind of stretched out. I did like how, was the other daughter's name Maud? Was that her name?
I thought it was Layla.
Kayla? Layla was the girl, the Egyptian girl with the tongue cut.
Which daughter are you talking about?
The youngest daughter. They're the three kids.
Oh, I don't know.
When she called her teacher a rat face
cunt. Yeah. All of us, we were like, whoa! We started laughing.
And from that moment on, when she was, possessed, she played that so well.
You know what it reminded me of? I don't know if he did this movie, Hereditary.
No, he didn't do that one.
Okay, that's what it reminded me of, because they do. Yeah. The older brother gets possessed like that and starts screaming.
I remember that. Like I said, the kids were amazing. I love the kids. Like I said, just like Evil Dead Rise, it was the kid. Alyssa Sutherland was obviously brilliant playing it was the one that was possessed. But three kids, and I got to meet Gabrielle Eccles, who was in Evil Dead Rise. She was the one that chewed the glass and had to use the cheese grater. She was at Horror Fest, so it was cool getting to talk to her about that. But he to me had his fingerprints. It was satisfying for me. Mm-hmm. The horror elements. I hope this guy continues in horror, continues to do creepy possession stuff. Mm-hmm. I would have loved it if Mike Flanagan's doing The Exorcist, so it's in good hands. But I would have loved to have seen him kind of tackle that kind of thing again, especially if it's with kids. But no, I enjoyed it. I just thought it was a touch long. If I had anything to say, it was a touch long for me. Yeah. And that last 5-minute scene was just I understand what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to give us some satisfaction. And unless you're planning on doing more, what was the point? Unless you're planning on saying, like with Evil Dead, you're going to pass the baton to now someone else, and it's going to be affecting someone else's family. Who knows? But I was glad I saw it. Yeah. I was glad. And I know you sound like you were too.
I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I was worried that it was going to be very scary. It was not. It was just creepy. But it absorbed me. And that's what I want. I want a movie to keep my attention. And it did. And there was a lot of moments, even in the audience, where they were like, yeah, or would laugh because of the cursing and saying vulgar stuff. Yeah. But also with it was really fucking intense. You're right, the build up, because it gets to that point where the detective, they're like, where the dad's like, do it. Yeah. And she literally has to force herself with her vocal cords.
She has to put a hole in her sock.
She literally has to push down on them to talk. And there's just like a lot going on. Some scenes, there was so much going on. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Especially when the dad froze. I was like, what is freezing him?
Oh, the tape.
I was like, wake the fuck up. Like, hurry.
I think it was just so much trauma. It shocked him so much.
I figured they were just, like, time stood still, like the demon did it.
Oh.
So, but I was just like, wake up. Like, it kept you on your toes. That's what it was. And I enjoyed it. Even
the tumble down the stairs, like from their point of view of the camera.
I thought the detective was dead. That's why I was like, holy shit. And then that scorpion scene, that was a lot. But
because it came out from the inside.
She pulled that shit out. I thought she was gonna be dead. Dead from the stairs. Dead from the scorpion. No, that's a detective that's very strong.
Yeah.
But it's I enjoyed it. I recommend it. A lot of people were like, "How was it?" I was like, "Definitely go see it."
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a good movie. I don't like Evil Dead Rise. I've never watched because someone was like explaining it, and I was like, "Yeah, that cheese grater thing." I saw that in a trailer, and I was like, "I won't be able to do it."
For me, it was more her chewing on the glass that got me more than the cheese grater.
I don't even know if I saw that scene, but
and some of
that stuff is intense because like when
you gotta watch it.
I probably won't. I watched because I wanted to see what is it, The Many Faces of Evil, or Evil. That's intense though. It's really intense. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know. You'd have to say. And I get you. The possession movies get me so much more than the slasher movies. Because slasher movies, like, yeah, this is just fun, but this could never happen. The possession movies, I'm like, oh yeah, demons are real. Demons are out there.
Yeah.
I don't mess. I don't. If there's an ancient book, I'm not reading a sentence from it. Sorry.
Is it Face of Evil? I don't know what the fuck. It's a new one. It's a remake.
Faces of Death?
Oh, is that what it is?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it yet.
But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a recent, and it was remade, yeah.
It was remade, and I was asked to go see it, and I was like, nope. Torture stuff, nope. It was already intense with Terrifier, because there's a lot of gory stuff, and knowing that he did research with torture, I was just like, yeah, that explains it. Yeah. But that kind of torture stuff is too much. It fucks with you psychologically, and I won't do that. But yeah, for this being a movie categorized as supernatural horror, I was a go. I enjoyed it. And I would probably see more movies like that.
Yep.
So go check it out! No rating. Are we doing a rating or no?
We don't need to do all
that.
that.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
We don't need to do all that. We'll just tell you how we feel. I think people can probably tell just from that we both enjoyed it. I think that's the goodest rating. For me, the good rating system is, did you like it or did you not?
We talked a lot about it, so that's how you know we enjoyed
it. It may not be for everybody.
Yeah, but definitely check it out. Let us know what you think, if you want. Okay? Jeez. But make sure you get some sun.
Jeez, it looks like you guys need to sit around more watching movies instead of getting outside and getting exercise.
You're going to put that out there? You're going to put that out there like that? Wow.
Sorry. I'm just being preemptive. Sorry.
No, why that? Why that, though?
Sorry. Sorry, keep going.
Make sure you go outside and get some sun so you don't turn pale like these mummies out here. Or like the intern.
Wow.
She's like... So, go outside, get some sun, and touch grass. Okay, bye!